Well, here we go, Inferno, best of one to start things off between Team Spirit and MIBR. And you've got to wonder to yourself, how much time do the underdog team have to really be able to reconcile themselves and come into this game and give us a good showing? Because for Spirit, they are going to be the heavy favorites. I'm sure you're going to have to agree with them in the predictions, don't you, Tyler?
Yeah, definitely. And I think right now it will also come down to how does their day start. Sure, we already had a couple of delays, a couple of just problems with the PCs. That can happen online, that can happen offline. But at least we get those things off the table at the start of the day. And now we are ready to head into our first pistol round here on the C-Stream for IEM Cologne 2021 into these play-in stages. And of course, right now, MIBR already just holding on, being on the break and giving Team Spirit space here, but also just not approaching any of these sites just yet.
Well, it seems with Team Spirit, they've got obviously a big influence out towards this brackets hold to start off. You've got SDY quite deep into the site waiting for a bit of an apps pop, but for MIBR, it's quite passive, starting to slow the whole round down, gain this early apartments control, but still have the bomb and co outside of Banana.
Yes, of course, Exit, he might just try and find an early kill into the apartments, is now falling back. They've tried to pull attention. 4 players over towards the A-bomb site right now. However, Magic still holding on, and he's going to be one of the key players of this round when it comes down to it. The big question right now is, of course, just when does that utility come in as well? They do have a couple of smokes, a couple of flashbangs, and right now the push from Spirit, this is what I talked about earlier in the game, sometimes can be so much information being caught right now, as 4 players will actually be coming up Banana from behind, as Magic's fell all the way back towards CT spawn. The bomb spot is going to be theirs for MIBR, and has already checking in behind. And he is at least find that first headshot straight with the Glock onto Dexter, holding on to Banana as well. And right now the pistol seems to be his as 3 kills go his way. And Chopper and Magix now have their work cut out for them.
This retake's really struggling here for Spirit. They're down to just a couple of players. No one really facing here for the MIBR side, just wasting as much time as possible. Magic's getting involved onto Yield, so at least some kills coming back in favor of the CTs, but they need a little bit more. They're running out of time. Bolts is going to be able to find the last couple, but SHZ towards the top of Banana was the one that really got that round going. Now, Spirit had a pretty good info play. They started slow walking down mid, but it almost felt like they got the timing just off. As that info play was coming through, MIBR have already started the execution into B, and there was only one defender there for Magix.
And that's the thing, I don't exactly know when you found that much information why he would rotate everybody in through Bananas. Of course, that is one of the biggest choke points that you can have, and of course MIBR is going to be having one player sticking behind. They already saw the push in towards mid happening, so I mean that's one thing that you might just have to catch. Maybe also Team Spirit should have rotated through CT as well, but right now SHZ had a great start to the game and already continuing here with the headshots onto Dexter and Mir. As of course they have the better weaponry, but the force into it was looking strong at the start for Spirit. Just unfortunate that they don't find any damage here early on.
There might even be a bit of a gamble stack going on for Spirit, just being able to rotate players over. SHZ, he is banging them out of the server, looking incredibly sharp to start off this T side. And maybe, Tyler, we've got a player to keep our eyes on pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, with a start like that, I mean, sure, the rest of the team hasn't found any kills, but when it's the second round and one player's already bunched up 6, I mean, 3 apiece per round. Already looking very strong, and no surprise here that Team Spirit are heading over towards B-bomb site, just trying to hold on to what they've got, so at least they can be dangerous in towards that next round as well. A Deagle and a Scout can certainly find a killer too. However, not if MIBR, and especially SHZ, continues as he does.
We know that for MIBR, they've had some struggles as of late in the recent history, only winning 1 out of their past 7 games, the only victory coming through to the Finns of Harvu. So coming into the play-ins, they are going to be looked at as one of those teams that maybe don't show the most competence like SDY does on this Deagle. Geez, these are some pretty decent etiquette facts.
Yeah, and Sunday Young just showing how strong he can be on that Deagle, looking to maybe even get to that rifle towards the end of the round. I think that is still a Galil down. Definitely a lot stronger than the MAC-10. It's a weapon that he can certainly then also play himself or give on to some of his teammates. And the Deagle can still be so dangerous for him. What a start. I mean, MIBR sure do find the pistol and find the follow-up. However, Team Spirit at least showing that they're not quite out of the game just yet, and showing that at least they're willing to take a couple of weapons away from the Brazilian side early on.
And what's kind of crazy is when you look at this MIBR side, I guess in terms of firepower, you normally look at Cello and Bolts as being the two big hitters. SHZ hasn't really been able to have the most impressive last few months, only posting a 0.97 rating, but so far here on T side, he's finding some really decent form. Now we get into just a light eco, at least for Spirit. Yes, they've got that saved in Galil mid, and spotted out pretty quickly towards the top of Banana, but both players just trying to retreat back.
Still just holding on to those sandbags right now, not trying to fall back all the way towards the spot, and right now they might still be able to contend this as they do fall back towards bomb site, and it's the right call to make as well. Dexter can rotate back from CT. Of course, now you do have a 3-man defense. Rather than losing 2 players early on in towards Banana, you can remain very dangerous here. As Dexter is just that hold on from CT, but now Exit finds Mir. The smoke down towards CT, the B bomb site shouldn't be holding too much longer for Team Spirit. Of course, the smoke's giving them a lot of control here. Now just have to find some Young, who was very dangerous towards the end of that previous round. Right now, just holding on towards Newbox. He's going to be checked, but he's going to drop the bomb as well. And that might just be able to buy them enough time for the rest of Spirit to come in. And who knows what those Eagles can still get as Chopper finds SHZ and might be able to find one more here from CT.
Exit gets a big kill, swinging out towards a Coffin's position, making sure it's 2 and a third, and chopping out the last one left. And for a moment there, things did look like movement was being created. The 4-on-3 advantage, couple of players getting tagged up here and there, but Exit just being able to get an ace overall, just hunting those eco frags.
Yeah, and sure, as you already said, it was only up against the light buy from Team Spirit, but it is still the first ace that we get to see here on the C stream, and a 3-0 start goes the way of Made in Brazil. Of course, they will all have AKs, all that they want at their disposal. However, CTs as well. First op, straight into it for Dexter, and the rest being on M4s with all the utility as well. Should be looking very, very strong. Now, I'd love for them just hold back towards the bomb sites rather than being too aggressive, and Dexter already going in towards Banana. But with that smoke, nothing real to see.
Yeah, so far, MIBR have done a very good job of pressing early, getting opening picks, and then just holding on to the man advantage. But this time around, there's not even really a take towards Banana. Great nade going in towards that Brax position, just trying to hold Cello down a little bit further. But for Spirit, they've got to rotate players back over to the A side, because for MIBR, it does seem like it's the early indication over to A.
And Team Spirit, however, not over-rotating just yet. They do have 3 players in position, Mir in towards CT, in towards Archway. The bomb thus far is already transferred back in towards bottom mid, and 2 players exploring their options towards Banana. Of course, those flashes have been heard. That's the reason why Mir rotated back, and a great nade from him to drop Yell down to 46. However, Bolts find the first kill onto Chopper into those apartments, an aggression that really did not have to go that way. And it does seem like Magix wants to go somewhere along the same route. Should just be sticking outside of the apartments for the moment, trying to find an entry through a gap in the smoke, but not going to be able to find that just yet. Bolts now bring out his own smoke, and Magix will be the surprising player, finds his kill. However, the trade straight back, and the advantage stays on the side of Made in Brazil. However, Dexter showing his strength as well, all by himself towards the A-bomb site right now, though missing that shot. Now it's all about Made in Brazil finding that kill, and they do. Spirit might have to consider just holding on to this one in a 3v2.
If they don't get a kill within the next 10 or 5 seconds, it has to be a save. There's just no way that they have the money or just the firepower to try and go in for this. You do have SDY trying to set up a little bit of a play out from Moto, but it all just seems that it's just hiding for MIBR. No one is really peeking on this post plant.
Academy Made in Brazil are doing this perfectly. They don't have to peek. They, of course, know where Spirit could be coming from, but right now just holding on. They've now spotted 1 player out. Mir has been spotted as well. However, he's so strong with that M4. As Young is down to 47, should just be holding on to this. The kit is on the bomb site, but he's not able to find both, as they would have lined up, but of course at different levels, so only able to find 1. Made in Brazil win their 4th, however they do drop down to 1, which makes the round a whole lot more expensive. But the Spirits, sure they've built up their loss bonus, but they'll be down to a couple of deagles, so maybe not as dangerous, and a chance for Made in Brazil to build their economy as well.
A bit of a situation there where I saw some signs of desperation for Spirit in that 2v3. They still made the round very expensive, but eventually just MIBR close out because they're just playing with the time on the clock. SHZ has been great so far. Another really impactful kill going his way. And you've got to imagine for the Brazilians, you really could not have asked for a better start than this, 4-0 up.
thing right now. They do want to make sure that they just hold on to this. They know that Team Spirit won't have that much money at their disposal. So, of course, expecting Deagles, expecting 5.7s, expecting P250s as well. So that's why they're taking their time, using their smokes. Of course, nades out as well. But right now, mid might get really, really dangerous with Dexter and Magic still being lined up with those Deagles at 2 different levels. Sure, Flashbang coming in, the Deagles fully blind, and Mir tries to push in as well. The Molotov successful there, and it is just about cleaning up this round, finding all of the players and not losing anybody. As Made in Brazil, of course, as stated at the start of the round, just trying to build up their own economy as well. Want to make sure that they have at least one buy still in their pockets. And that's exactly what they get here as well.
So far, so good coming out for the Brazilians. And we did speak a little bit about the veto and how you're always going to get a map that's never really comfortable. We know that in best of 3 contexts, Overpass, or at least Nuke, I should say, sorry, is typically their insta-ban map. Don't play that at all. But Inferno, they don't really play either. Only 1 map on record. We kind of mentioned a little bit with Spirits. Even though their win rate is very low, they have had some close results on it as of late. But still, to see MIBR up in this kind of a start is a very, very good sign moving forward. Spirit actually going into the double orbs, going into round 6 now.
Of course, it is still early in the game. However, of course, they do have the money here, and they have to change something up as well. They did try to go for 1 off already, didn't actually find an entry with that, but I love the fact that Made in Brazil are just taking it slow as well, using the smokes to find control. Now just trying to keep them an arm's length away. However, Team Spirit at least finding damage. Should have probably been rewarded with that kill onto SHZ.
Swing out towards the short position, at least regains that control for Spirit, drives some way out from brackets, but now we're just seeing a lineup out from Bernardo. Could just be a simple site take, and at least for Spirit, they do have a player on rotation of Dexter, so we could see another AWP over at this B site.
A big thing here is still you do have the smokes, of course, at your disposal, so CT smoke is going to be coming out. Coffin smoke as well. Right now, though, Dexter is going to be in front of that smoke. Has been spotted out, however. Do they expect the second off is from Young to be all the way back towards Shadow? They've heard him now. And, of course, catch him as the Molotov comes in, and he has to rotate out of that position. Dexter's going to find one through the smoke. Mir holding on for 1, holding on for 2 as well. All down to Yell now at 56 HP. And he is at least going to attempt that bomb plant for a good second. But Dexter to find that kill, and 3 players staying alive. But they do lose one of the ops. At least. I mean, I almost thought that Dexter was going to lose the op without actually being on top of the other. It was very, very close. But in the end, Team Spirit, after 5 rounds, find their first.
You do have to tip your hat a little bit to the call there. Just that mid-round decision to rotate the 3rd player out to CT. And even Dexter beat the utility, didn't he? We saw the way in which that smoke's going down. SHN just coming out with a jiggle peek, just trying to bait the AWPer, and instead just multitude of frags come through. They do a decent job in terms of the util on the side of being able to force an SDY forward with the molly. But just the trade's not going their way. No bomb plan either. Team Spirit, this could be the way back in for them. But for MIBR, you've got to wonder, is the instant reset potential here?
Yes, right now. The thing is, well, you cannot fail Molotovs like that. Not an IEM Cologne. Does bring team damage through. Dexter's going to be down to 15 after the whole first interaction. Mir being dropped, but at least here finds the kill. And the smokes are going to be dissipating slowly but surely, so that is going to be a chance then for Made in Brazil to maybe find a kill or 2. They do move out and back towards shorts. So they're being funneled in one way towards this bomb site. However, 2 players ready and waiting. Crossfire not exactly ideal, and they are able to escalate things into separate 1v2s. Exit finding both headshots. And Team Spirit, they can just go save immediately with this sort of situation. Nobody's going to be coming their way just yet. Yes, it is a 3-on-3. The damage already being dealt onto Dexter.
Yeah, you got to imagine they at least give a bit of a crack at this, don't they, Tyler? Just at least have a bit of an attempt. As soon as they lose the advantage, as soon as this duel comes in for the short position, this could be all over. As they just play with the Shadow, can't quite follow up. But the backstab coming in for Bolt, and now the round is pretty much finished. Mir might not even have a chance of being able to stay onto this AK. The duel does not continue to fight out. And for MIBR, they instantly reset again. 6 on the board.
Yeah, and the thing is still, though, with the money that they still had in reserves on Team Spirit, they could have used the loss bonus and the fact that they still had a little bit of money left over to just get a straight buy once more. You would have already had the op, you would have had 2 rifles as well. And without the information, without anyone pushing you, could have just retreated all the way through mid then and tried to come back that way. Because right now, yes, they could theoretically bring in a buy somehow, but ideally just buy down to 2K, which actually they seem to be forcing down all the way. And I'm not the biggest fan of this, especially as MIBR is, of course, then getting another chance to build up even further. Unsure for the moment here.
Oh, a couple of players stuck in the doorway, but they're going to be able to get through all right. Brazilians really showing the class that they've got to offer. Cello goes super aggressive up towards the top of Banana. And look at the respect Spirit are giving. They're going to retake it a little bit later without util. Mir just trying to spam through the smoke. Cello! Oh, it was only going to happen eventually.
Yeah, it's a great way to find that entry, and I might take it all back, what I just said. But of course, the chances certainly being set right now, though. It all depends. Can they get a second entry into this round as well? 2 players still within the apartments with Magic's in towards Boiler, actually coming back now. And same goes for Chopper as well on that MP9. Here right now, though, all comes down to timing. And guess what? Magic's could have had the free kill up against SHZ. However, right now, just keeping a little bit further back. And 3 players holding on to bracket for the moment. All comes down to that initial push as MIBR seem to be set to be moving towards the A-bomb site, but also just pulling the bomb back for the moment. And of course, the check coming out from Spirit.
Ooh, I like this. It's a little bit of a late info play. Oh, SHZ, though, he could catch them off. There's a chance that he could wrap back into brackets. Bolts is going to get the information, and it's all a bait play. Get that teammate in the right position at the right time. They only get away with 1. The SMG is still alive.
Yeah, and Chopper is still going to be remaining so dangerous in this position. It is down to 3 on 4, and of course, time is going to come down to it as well. More damage being dealt by Chopper. And staying alive here for the moment. A lot of damage, though, thanks to the nade. And now, Dexter, all he has to do is buy time, because of course, with 15 seconds and a player being killed on long, Exit at least able to find the next. All down to him now, trying to plant that bomb, and he's going to get it in just in the nick of time.
Oh, not a lot of time to work with at all, but you look at that situation, and economy's not massively fantastic for the team, so just get that extra little bit of cash injection forward, make sure you're delivering yourself a good rifle buy-in, and for Spirit, just that slight little walk, that sort of overly aggressive walk down by mid, looks like MIBR might have a decent read on it, but Chopper just staying alive and wasting so much time means that whole site take gets so chaotic because they don't have time to clear out pit and clear out the whole site. Instead, they've just got to get the bomb down straight away.
It was certainly the right call to make right now, though. MIBR straight back on rifles. Of course, do have the utility here as well. Yell just picking up the pace by himself. Well, Cello straight in behind them. Worked out nicely here. Thanks to the smoke. Extinguish those flames. Poor Spirits, they're aware that they've lost control of top Banana. Now holding further back on the bomb site here. Like the fact that MIBR are still exploring their options, though, and not quite overreaching just yet. Always a risky run when you try and pick up that pace. In both ways. Spirit also falling back, though. They know that they're down for the moment, but they might have just caught this in the right moment, depending on, of course, how this round goes. That transfer into a back and forth will, of course, end with one of these teams being just down to a couple of deagles, and even then, the chance is still going to be there. We've seen it earlier as well from Sun Tae-young. Grabbed 2 easy kills for his side right now, though. Chopper is going to be finding 1. Magic's as well. Molotov the bomb, ideally, but no, actually chucks that towards the bomb site.
What is going on?
Good as they end up finding those kills.
Wild stuff, really. Mir even getting the eyes down into the bolts. I'm pretty sure that Molly was just supposed to go like right down at the end of the apartments to stop the rush out, but maybe hit like a jump bind key instead and actually threw it. But look, anyway, it's a very good hold out from the apartments. MIBR just running into the heavy stack again. And for Magix, it looked like for a moment he was maybe going to get caught overly aggressive. He was quite far forward, but then ended up repositioning out to the balcony itself. And between him and players on the side, that was just a mow down.
And of course, exactly right now, MIBR at least taking a timeout here. So at least a chance for them to find their composure. Yes, they did just lose 2 rounds in a row. And of course, 3 of the past 4 went the way of Spirit. And for anybody saying, well, Spirit, just an online team, whatever, they're not going to get too far. I mean, how many times have we seen it on Inferno, especially, or in general in the current meta? You just lose pistol, you lose the follow-up 3 or 4, and then you're down 5, sometimes even 6-0 before you're even able to get into that game.
Yeah, MIBR all comes down to the early momentum they were able to gain here on T-side, but it seems like ever so slowly, Spirit have been able to win out the economy game. A couple of upgraded pistols here or there to just try and get a little bit of chip damage forward, but for the most part, in a round like this, it's a great opportunity for Spirit to maintain as many of these AKs as possible, because you really don't want to be losing any of them, especially when you've got 5 on the city side.
That's the biggest mission here right now as well. Just don't get caught by any of these deagles. Don't over-aggress. Sure, they are trying to find control in towards bottom banana. They're actually looking to take it as well, it looks like, here for some Young. Rotation already coming back over from Mir. And just making sure that nobody's already towards the left side of banana or over towards tree. MIBR, of course, just holding on, expecting someone to further regress into this. So it wouldn't exactly be the first time that Spirit, especially late into a round, starts pushing somewhere maybe even towards mid. And right now the presence here from Dexter going for it, especially facing off against 3, doesn't really need to happen, but at least he is ready for that player from Apartments. He does find them the early advantage, continuing, of course, that they already had the stronger weapons. Just finding headshots here from Mir as well.
A lot of confidence coming through into these peaks. Just out from mid, and a couple of players down low, Dexter and Magix in particular, but no one falling, keeping all those AKs in. And for Spirit, this could be a very good opportunity for them to sort of bounce back. We know that a lot of their Inferno results recently all came in the RMR, but currently on a 7-map losing streak of Inferno, a great way to be able to turn it around is to start your campaign here in Cologne with a best-of-1 victory, move into those best-of-3s in the upper bracket. MIBR, I mean, we're yet to see the AWP on T-side, so I wonder at what point is Yell going to try and get that out, because for the most part, they've just been rocking AKs on the T.
Yeah, but it is something, especially on Inferno, you can do. You can just try and say, okay, well, we're going to keep 5 players mobile, and we're going to keep that way. But one problem that a lot of these teams have had is problems with the utility. Mir this time, the Molotov lands perfectly, and Shello trying to bounce that smoke into the Molotov, and probably should have been an underhand throw rather than the bounce, and that bounces straight towards those logs. And he falls to the Molotov because of it.
Oh, CSGO, mate. Tries to put the smoke down, doesn't extinguish the molly at all, and a great pick to start. And for Spirit, just in terms of their utility in general, some of their nade placements have been really on point. MIBR now relocating away from banana, putting a little bit more emphasis in brackets. But you've got 2 players out towards short side, very, very deep into the site here.
In danger right now from Spirit, of course. However, Magic's being blocked off on long. Wouldn't be the first time that he tries to push through that smoke later on in the round. However, right now, just going for that pre-fire, not returning any shots though, and I love that from MIBR. Just on the discipline, they know that a player could be there. They also know that it could just be spray down for a little bit of information. Right now, they're going to be trying to split this in towards B. Bomb site. Magix is going to be essential here as he finds the headshot onto Yell, looking to fall back, but SH said, finding that now. Mir's gone back towards CT, so sometimes it's going to be all to his own devices here in towards First Fruits. And at least here, the options towards the bomb site are now open. Bomb plant certainly doable, but Mir holding on, finding the kills, and all down to 1 and 3.
Oh, Nade's going to be able to deal with him, so this allows Exit to get into a decent position. You've got to wonder to yourself, how are they going to use this util? Spirit coming in from 2 very different angles. Out towards CT and that top banana position. Exit just jiggle peeking out for the pillar. Sees the first, wins that fight, and now into the 1v1 up against Chopper. Knows exactly where he is as well, and is just playing time, playing the clock as long as he can. Chopper really finding a difficult time getting back towards this position. Oh, and Exit is playing this to a T. Chopper's going to be able to get there, and I think he's just got time to get this defuse through. The time wasting was close, but not close enough.
Yeah, just about, and especially here is so good that, of course, Team Spirit, they had their diffuse kits as well. They were a couple of ones down towards the bomb spot, but of course, yeah, Exit, trying to waste time, trying to dance around. But in the end, the ring around the rosy being won by Team Spirit, and another timeout being called here early on from Made in Brazil. As of course, from that previous one, it was 6-3 at that time, has now developed into 6-5. A decent run of rounds in a row, 4 for the moment here for Spirit. And of course, the double op continuing. They do have an AUG alongside that as well. And for MIBR, it is just back to pistols. I like the fact that they don't go into that continuous force. Of course, they have a full loss bonus, but keeping a bunch of extra cash in there as well is comfortable. And especially with the money that SHZ is currently keeping, or exit, we could see an op into that next round as well.
This double AWP setup has come out a couple of times to Spirit and hasn't been all too confident as of yet. I've got to wonder if this is going to be a little bit more pacey to come through for the D side. Fair bit of utils to start off. Early contact out towards that mid and second mid position. The CT's ever so sort of slowly but surely just closing the gap, making the difference only one. MIBR feels like their confidence is starting to loom a little bit.
Right now, it's all about this first little bit of contact. Can they find kills on the Tech-9s? Can they just use them to their full potential? Magic's anti-flash in towards mid right now as well, with Dexter trying to keep his back clear. Here as well, ready to push out. Smoke now coming through, and Magic's might just be into a prime position because he could just stick close to this right now. The execution is going to be coming through. Magic's and Mir, they split those kills, and this is the perfect way to try and start this shutdown in towards mid. Molotov stops mid as well. Bolt, new position already known from Mir, still finds it on the CZ. And able to retreat, but not able to recover weapon just yet off those CT players.
And just look at the info gathering. They've already rotated SDY out of the B side. They go, yeah, we definitely know it's A at this point. Focus all of our attention in for brackets. There are 3 players and AWPs next to each other at long.
Yeah, that's the thing. Of course, the bomb is down towards short, so you can actually go for this rotation. Say, okay, well, the B bomb site isn't going to happen. They have to try and recover that bomb first. However, of course, Chopper is the only one towards pit, and vision being blocked in towards long. This would be the best chance for MIBR. Boost coming through as well. Oh, and Magic's just about getting the spot over, doing damage as well. Right now, though, coming down to Chopper. Can he deny the bomb? And yes, he can, as he finds the headshot, and all easy from there on out for Spirit. It's back level, it's back to level pegging. 6-6 scoreline. And it all seems like Spirit will be able to take the lead. However, MIBR do have another buy to try and stop that. Of course, without a bomb plant, not going to be continuing on this buy. They will be into that classic run of rounds where it's Deagles, AKs, Deagles, AKs, and back and forth from there. What's their way of approaching this now, though?
They've got to try and focus in on trying to get SHZ a little bit more involved. He had a great start to this map, but it's gotten to a position now where he's been slowed down a lot. The opening frags haven't come as easy. And for Spirit, they're just making some really good mid-round calls. MIBR, maybe something a little bit more double pumpy, a bit more sort of fakey in the approach. Try and see if they can draw those rotates, because time after time we're seeing Spirit over-rotating towards the right side, stacking up players in the right avenues. MIBR just trying to see if they can use this early util towards top banana. There is 3 players here at B.
And that's why early contact might be so dangerous to Molotov. How has Magic's not been caught in that one? Not any damage dealt his way. I know if I would be in his position, the Molotov would certainly spread straight into my direction. But right now, being flashed in, find the first one, being able to fall back as well. Dexter being there to find exit. And yeah, sure, nice from MIBR with the idea to try to find some sort of control in towards top banana. They do drop immediately in the meantime. SHZ being more involved. Find that headshot onto Chopper. Young though trading back. And that's what it's all about. Magic's finding another. All down to Bolt. He drops up against 4 in Spirit. More and more, of course, building their money. We see it already. Over $10,000 at the start of the round for both Magic's and Chopper. And the money is just set for them to continue as there's just 2 more rounds to come in this first half. And 9-6 might be on the table for the CIS side.
That loss bonus is a little bit deceiving too to come out for Spirit. It looks at 1,400, but with the amount of money into the reserve, it does really going to make it difficult for MIBR to find any kind of break in terms of the bank, and really something that's not going to happen in this first half. Even the protocols, this is something that you can expect from the top caliber teams in Europe. Just the way they peek off one another, the way that Magic's pushes forward up from top banana, and then as soon as that contact comes in for that 5-on-4, Dexter's there to pick up the trade.
So that's why MIBR right now, they just need to find some early kills here. Ideally, Spirit just shut things down, of course. But I just love the fact that, sure, Dexter is always the one holding in towards mid, being a little bit more out into the open, but as soon as the flashbang comes out, he can retreat, and Chopper can then bounce from that position near and towards long as well, so he can also get involved, as right now, we have set up some Young in towards top banana, holding on already. Starting to spot out the first player here. Perfect flashbang though, and some Young is going to be in trouble. Falls to Yell. The Molotov though, that buys so much time for the CTs as still the kills start to come through for MIBR. And this might be their best chance to tie things up and maybe still grab the lead towards halftime.
Oh, Magic, he's thinking. He's thinking about pushing through that smoke, and now he's starting to hear the footsteps come away. That's his perfect time, but even though the positioning's there, the kill isn't, and the B side's completely open.
And how have they not rotated anybody over just yet? Sure, Mir's here now, but he's too little too late. Sure, dealing damage to Bolt, but only one bullet actually coming through. Same story here for Magic towards Cello. So, of course, bomb is going to be planted, no doubt about it. But the smoke's still holding for the moment. Yes, damage coming through, but re-smoke set and ready. And MIBR from starting off on a couple of Tech 9s and CZs. Now onto 2 rifles already, and looking to finish this round off in style.
Spirit, they've got the goods to go for it because they're not going to be reset, but you're also looking at that thinking, do you want to throw away the AKs? Because you're not going to be able to get them next round anyway. Oh, Dexter just with the straight wallbang in for Nubok. They want to have a crack at this, and they're getting the kills together. But SHZ and Exit work in tandem. Dexter can't find any more. Oh my goodness, for a moment there, you really thought like some Magics was being made, but no, not to be. We get back to 7-7, and for MIBR, that ends the streak of a big portion of rounds in a row.
Yeah, just so strong from them there. And what a way to find that round as well. Really just bringing this last round of the first half down to the wire as well. And with that, sure, the CTs, they have so much money, they can just buy anything they want, but I just think if maybe that explosive re-entry would have come a little bit earlier, they would have had a better chance. Right now, though, Dexter finding Cello. Finding that early aggression in towards Banana is going to be punished. Spirit trying to go for it time and time again, but always being blocked off by a couple of smokes or mollies. And all works out for them. No assists there for Cello from the rest of his team. They're all just about that early bracket control in towards mid. I love the fact as well, they do find one kill with Dexter. Rotate him back towards the A bomb slit, so they'll have an op here, but still some Young is defensive towards this B spot for the moment.
And this could be a little bit of misinformation because they use those retaking nades out from brackets and they see absolutely nothing. They're going to rotate Mir back in from CT. Dexter holding such a slight crack angle. There is not a lot of room to work with.
Yeah, and isn't going to hit that first shot. SHZ in the meantime find that headshot into Chopper, and now, of course, it's all going to be about Magix and his hold towards his bomb site. He's going to be falling back towards Pit. Molotov buys more time towards that site. Talking about time, 35 seconds from MIBR to make a move right now. They're still down one man. Mir is going to drop exit as well. It's bombed down for a good second. Now the advantage even stronger here. Oh. Mir. I mean, just to jump through that, Magix to find SHZ as well. And what a way to wrap things up in the first half.
Okay. Could we even say that was a little bit of a surprise there, Tyler? Because it was such a sensational start for MIBR. They really got the ball rolling, but it seems like now, well, Spirit's come home.
Yeah, and that's the big thing as well, Spirit. We're just looking so strong as we jump straight into the pistol. SHZ and Balls both pushing down mid. And this is what I talked about in the pregame as well. We do just see it all the time from CT sides, pushing in aggressively from mid and also from Banana. And right now, Mir might be the biggest surprise, is still going to be able to find one. His position now given away, but the bomb is going to be dropped towards short. And that's just devastating. But sure, Magix finds one, but now it's all down to Mir in a 1-on-3. And in the end, just so much damage that he has to deal. I just don't see it happening for the moment. He needs to start with this one, and Cello drops. So, I mean, hey, 1:10 still to go. So plenty of time for Mir to make this happen. Just needs to keep his cool. Right now, it all just comes down to what is SHZ and Yell doing. One of them certainly holding on to long. But right now, he might just be able to close that distance. Has been spotted. And now they can isolate. However, Mir almost finding Yell. Back and forth, both players taking damage, but Mir down to 3 HP, not gonna happen. I had my hopes up for a second that the clutch is gonna come back, but we are then at least tied up at 8. Anybody's game right now.
And there was a very good recovery there in for MIBR on that 2v1. For a moment there, it seemed like they were giving up individual duels. They weren't fighting together, but eventually just being able to swing on each other's contact, take that fight out to the long position. And SHZ, again, another great start, this time around off to the second half. And for Spirit, without that bomb plant, they're not going to be forcing. Just lock the round out. Single deagle up from here.
The right call to make, just be onto those rifles early on. Of course, you have to make sure on that T-side that you're not going to be too far behind. Right now, I love the fact that MIBR as well, just taking control in towards Banana. The MP9 is so strong, especially just against the unarmored opponents. Should be a field day there. And I love this as well, because they're expecting blocks from Spirits. It's only one rifle, everybody else onto SMGs. But at the same time, it's not really too much that you can then transfer into the next round, which might just keep the door open for Spirit once they actually have rifles.
A bit of an update as well. NIP taking LDLC down in that best of 1, 16-6. So a bit of a one-sided performance for the Frenchman that came through from the ASL National Championships. Trying to see if they can get some things going. Cello going to get flashed in, and just the moneymaker. SMG, how many more can he find? We're going to see another ace. No, Bolts gets involved. The 3-2 between them, and for MIBR, that's the lead being regained.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. They do win both pistols here. They had a tremendous start when it came down to their T-side as well, winning the first 5 rounds off of that pistol. And in the end as well, just picking up a couple of rounds in that mid-game. But as soon as rifles came into play, Spirit were the stronger team. So that's why they were expecting just get onto the rifles as quick as possible. They will have 5 AKs. So when it comes down to that, it is looking a whole lot stronger. Yes, they're missing a couple of those Molotovs, but still, it should be good enough on utility to at least make a first session push. Of course, you're not going to be able to go for a second round rotation. However, only SMGs, they love the close distance here. They're going to be trying to use those smokes and Molotovs to create some panic.
A beautiful utility coming through for MIBR, and both times there, Mir wanted to get aggressive, he gets naded, then he gets forced back. Magix thinks, okay, I'm going to try a similar sort of thing, and the exact same result happens. They don't control Banana at all. Instead, they just take a massive amount of damage, and instead now look to focus in into brackets.
Of course, right now just going for that control into it already. However, MIBR, they've fallen back. Of course, as I already said, they want to use that close range. So especially towards the bomb slot, you just have those options on A to keep close and personal with those SMGs, just to keep those players as soon as they actually try to enter right now, SHZ, to find some Die Young. Good way to utilize that one rifle that they do have. And right now, a little bit of presence towards Banana, straight back in towards mid. I'm surprised about this. They actually then don't fully commit, but then fall back. They don't have too much to work with. One smoke already dropped, the second still in their pockets, but damage, of course, looking stronger when it comes down to MIBR. And Yell, he just saw 2-3 players peek around that corner, so that's why he's not re-peeking for the moment. All about timing, but Dexter with the monster headshots. Can he find the rest of the CTs here as well, as they are going to be wrapping around the best way to enter that bomb site up against SMGs?
Oh, Exit can't really get it done, but the bomb has been dropped. Is it going to get picked up in planet time? Looks like it is. Mir just being able to try and deal with the rotations and MIBR. Cello and Bolt.
Just about.
Yeah, look, they did run the clock low there, but I look at that whole site hold coming out for MIBR, and there's a bit of body blocking going on there, isn't it? Both players trying to get into the same position there, and for a team that had the man advantage and really slowed that round down to their opposition, you're almost surprised that it crumbles in the way that it did.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't expect Dexter to find that headshot as easily in towards long, and there wasn't really a reason for the other player to even be on that corner. He could just be all the way back towards the site, holding on, and then the rest could have been holding on to short in the apartments as well. Or he could have been all the way back to Graveyard in a corner just to try and hold on and be annoying with that UMP up against the AKs. So, yeah, right now, Spirit, of course, they do win their round. They did have the advantage when it came down to weaponry, but of course, as MIBR, were only able to win the first two. Had SMGs in the second and third. They're only going to be on a couple of rifles here. Still one SMGs in the one of those SMGs in the mix. Still, utility looking good on both sides. So it should still be a very, very competitive round. And of course, I mean, apart from SHZ, everybody's perfectly equipped on that CT side.
It could be one of these swing rounds. Like, both teams don't have a strong economy line at all. Magic's, they're getting so greedy out for this banana take in the early portion of the round. And for MIBR, it is pretty stock standard from them. Nades, then the pick a little bit later. Yell actually starts the round off by getting a pick aggressive out from Boiler. SDY just caught off guard.
Actually surprising there as well. Those are exactly the kills that you want to get early on, of course. Take out a player in their build of at least, I think, one part. It's kind of positive on the Spirit side is still that it comes down to pushing to one of those bomb sites. If they do pool their power, then they can still be the stronger team when they actually move towards the site. Mir finding that trade and back to a 3-on-3 after losing Magic. Let's wait. Still SHZ. He with his MP9, unfortunate to not get any of the other weapons. Smoke could be dropped as well, just to keep them back a little bit further. Right now, the Molotov did buy time, but now SHZ, he has to peek because of the counter, and right now, it is looking so much better for Spirit here as well.
Unfortunately for SHZ, it's an awful position to be in. After the smoke actually being pretty successful for Yell. Not quite enough, though, to deny that bomb from going down. So just back off and save hold on to the weapons. But when you're playing solo on B because you've lost your teammates and rotations haven't come in time, you really love getting posted up towards sort of the first oranges or second oranges. But when you get forced away towards new box, it's going to be very difficult at that kind of range to do sort of any damage or at least get a trade-off. And for Spirit, you have to give a big pat on the back to the big fella of Mir. That round would not have been possible without that double entry towards the top of Broken Wall.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. If he doesn't trade back and if he doesn't find a double kill there, then of course, I mean, MIBR are going to have continuing control in towards Banana. They could have then also pushed in SHZ with that SMG to collect a stronger weapon. But of course, as he does find both, he did need to wait for the rest of the team to arrive, but as soon as it all happened, then Spirit were the stronger side as MIBR were just locked out of the bomb site. Right now, though, another timeout being called. I like the fact that MIBR have been taking those. It does seem like they need them a little bit more in comparison to Spirits, because as soon as they have weapons, they just seem to be in control. And I mean, this is what we expected off the start of this game as well.
And taking time to realize that Mouse Sports as well, over in the other best of one, was able to defeat Bad News Bears in another one-sided scoreline at 16-7 over there. And we know how it all goes down, Tyler. The A stream, they get the pick of the bunch, and then the B stream, they get the second best game. But hang on, isn't it 10-9 here? It looks like this is the closest game we got yet.
Yeah, I think a lot of people expected it to be a lot stronger from Spirit going into it when it comes down to the voting as well. That, of course, came out in the chat. A lot of people just said 75% saying Spirit against 25% voting for MIBR. I mean, it is a very lopsided affair in predictions, but of course, it has come down to a very close game in here, but always just down to the fact that MIBR, of course, had that early control. When it came down to our two halves, especially 5 rounds at the start, certainly helped them before Spirit got going. Still, MIBR winning both pistols. You would have maybe even expected them to be further ahead. Exit to find one. Magic's on the other side. They have so much control here already. Yell trying to be an X factor, trying to be there in towards Ruins, and Bolts to his side as well. So many players from the CTs already here in position. Chopper and some Young stagnating. And with that all down, just one player in the 1v3. And MIBR, they're going to be converging on both sides. Not expecting Exit to be into CT.
Jeez, I really don't even know what I'm looking at in that round. I mean, that's just embarrassing for Spirit. First of all, there's no mid lurk. Everyone's grouped up in Banana. And yet when the execution comes through, no one is keeping eyes on the backstab at all. Great info play, of course, for Exit to get down Banana, or down through mid to the bottom of Banana, allow that gamble rotation to come in, and then after Exit gets one kill and further damage onto the second player, they then wrap into construction, but no one's pre-aiming Yell's position, and it allows Bolts to pick up an AK. That's careless out for Team Spirit, and it's not good enough.
Especially when you consider you, of course, want to be into that upper bracket and not dropping down to lower straight away. Both of these teams have a history into these Masters of just being dropped out first in the competition. So we'll see. One of the teams will certainly move on to the next couple of stages right now. Yell and Bolts both finding kills and just pure dominance from them in this round is, of course, the buy wasn't exactly ideal for Spirit, but it should have still been a lot more competitive than MIBR keeping 4 players alive.
I've got to remember, last time we saw Spirit in a best-of-1 was back in the opening round of IEM Summer, where they went down to EG on Overpass in that best-of-1 upset, brought it sort of back and had a little bit more of a deeper run in the group stage, didn't make it into the playoffs at all. MIBR, on the other hand, though, it's not often we see them in best-of-1s. Their last few was back in sort of Brazil, so up against some lower-end competitions, a little bit difficult to compare the pair. Spirit, though, this is a great chance for MIBR to take the lead at 11-10 and try and push it even further. They're up against a simple Glock round.
Yeah, it certainly should be a 12th round here, no doubt about it, but I also love the fact Cello is the one aggressing in towards Banana. He has the MP9. He is able to farm a little bit of cash here if they don't check him in the end. Have they spotted him? Have they actually checked down towards the bottom of mid? Doesn't seem like it, as they do just have that full focus in towards mid here for the moment. Balls drops the bomb. With that, Dexter down, and of course now the alarm bells ring. Somebody is in behind us. Cello with that MP9 all the way from Banana in towards the apartments, able to find 2 kills. And this is what you want to do with that MP9. Find 2 kills, refinance it, and of course just be mobile, running around this whole map. And he might just hold on to that even further if they want to place him deep down in towards Banana. Could, of course, get a chance. The Spirit, time and time again, try to contest that early Banana control. But MIBR, if they win this round, best chances to run away.
And what surprised me the most in this matchup is that we just haven't seen MIBR AWPing. We know that Yell, primary AWP and in-game leader of the team, Cello, secondary AWPs from time to time on CT side. But I guess they're finding so much success with these rifle rounds in tow, they don't need to do that. Cello just diving down Banana by himself and getting into logs completely undetected.
Yeah, and he doesn't take any damage with the Molotov raging there. They might expect the player to not exactly be into his position just yet. Of course, now anything is up, especially as Bolt is now moving further down. I like the fact that they switch things up and have the M4, and then maybe Cello also into that position. You might be able to find 1, but expecting 2 there would be the bigger surprise.
Oh, I love that. Just when you see the util coming out from the brackets for the T side, slow it down. Try and force them into the trap, because there could be a bait and switch going into Banana, but MIBR have got to some way force them out of brackets and trying to take Banana and leaning over to B. Oh, it's going to happen, isn't it?
Seems like it, and when they do spot out Cello first, then all of a sudden, Bolts becomes so dangerous here. Cello wiggling with that angle, spots them out, they find a kill. Never do actually expect the second player here. Nobody checks him, and Bolts, biggest chance he has been spotted now, but still finds 2 kills, 3 kills at that, and has delayed the push for a little bit longer as well, as now Magix is down to 25 himself. Oh, imagine if he would have just been a fraction of a second later, Bolts could have probably even had the ace from that position. Yes, it's a 2-on-2, and yes, the bomb has been planted. The damage, speaking way of MIBR for the moment.
Yeah, excellent trades onto the site itself to get it back into this sort of situation. And for Spirit, there's not really a lot of facing going on. Finally, the information being given up out towards this new box position. Magic is incredibly low, but they don't have the knees to force him out. Magic swinging out wide. Yell gets the trade back, needs to follow up. And Yell's going to get the clutch together to get MIBR up to 13. What a bait and switch play to start off the round out from that banana position. And the clutch to come through for the in-game leader.
Yeah, perfectly done. That's the thing. He does not need the ult in that position right now. Just stay mobile, stay on the rifles. They have just been so strong, but actually we do see an ult coming out in this round. Yell, the one to supply it, is, of course, he had so much money he needs to invest for the rest of his team. Otherwise, he is going to be hitting that money cap soon. And Team Spirit just seem lost into this one. Yes, they were able to grab the lead towards halftime. Were able to grab 2 rounds after MIBR got the first 2 rounds into this one. I thought maybe this is their chance to take full control. But since then, MIBR showing their strength on the CT side, and Spirit just not able to make it happen. Molotov's raging, of course, in towards the apartments. Now Spirit might just go for an initial push here, rather than go for that bait and switch time and time again. Of course, all down Tech 9s and Deagles, especially the Tech 9s, but the nades here again from the CTs. Ball spraying through the smoke, finding a double, and so much more damage as well. And it is just seeming more like the Brazilian side will knock out Spirits in their opening game.
Bolts wants more, playing deep out from Arch, and for Spirit, where do you go from here? You've got SDY tagged up, no more util. They had heaps of util, they put it down, but they haven't got anywhere with it.
Yeah, love it there, and right now, sure, they're well aware of the players might be able to be in towards long, but 3 players towards the bomb site right now. As it said, should have probably kept his focus onto Chopper, especially as no support from CT, and all of a sudden, Spirits, they had a chance, but exit to lock things down towards the bomb site, and that's where always then the numbers come into play, and the better weaponry comes into play as well, favoring MIBR. 25 seconds, exit spots out Chopper, finds 3 into this round. And sure, they did lose 2, but at least they're able to recover one of those AKs. All fine for them, as of course Spirits all riding on this buy right now.
What a statement this is for MIBR. I look at this situation of their travels back into Europe, and not to be too harsh, but they've been a bit of a laughing stock. You have a look at some of the losses they've taken. Iberian Family, Lingby Vikings, AGO, Endpoint. These are teams that just aren't even at the tier 1 level. So to see this kind of a performance and them playing in this kind of a fashion, it is such a great statement for the Brazilians.
Again, it shows that they are well prepared for this event and looking to do their best, but at the same time, it's not just in their own power. Spirit themselves, a couple of mistakes early on as well. A couple of those times where they did have problems with their utilities. Sure, got a couple of great kills from Molotovs and nades, but at the same time, a couple of mistakes 2 or 3 times that have certainly been a focus into it. Right now, though, first kill going the way of Spirit. This is a key round, because if they don't win it here, then in Brazil, we'll probably just run away with it, and that's why I don't understand the push in towards apartment so deep from exit early in this round. Just unnecessary push when it comes down to it. Lose a player. It's unfortunate for them. However, big focus towards B. At the same time, the rotations have happened, and some Young does his best to hold on to the A players as well. Bomb actually coming back around. Back and forth here for Spirit, but they do want to go towards B right now.
MIBR
has got his work cut out, and the op, I mean, he's going to be forced out of position, surely.
Gets that first kill, needs to really follow up. Doesn't quite happen. The spam through the smoke is getting closer and closer. They get it back to a 2v2, but now the chance of the bomb getting planted.
Might be Yell having to clutch things back here, as Bolt's already peeking from CT. No peeks coming out from Spirit just yet, just holding on to this, which of course buys time for MIBR to be into position. Great flash, but Bolt's actually caught off a little bit by that himself in towards Pool. Now the nade comes in perfectly from Sum Young, and the headshot to follow up, back down to 1-on-1. Yell up against Sum Young, and guess what? Expecting him towards second fruit already towards New Box, but Sum Young makes things happen. Hasn't exactly been the standout player, but goes double digits here. And of course, 3 kills for him in the round. Places him back in the midfield, although of course, apart from Mir and Magix, Team Spirit have been lagging behind a little bit.
Yeah, that was a very important round for SDY to be able to win. Just to be able to get that security up towards 11, still have to try and fight from the back foot. But what hurts is you win a great clutch and then you buy back and there's still 2 Galils on the playing field for Magic and Chopper. The buy just isn't really there. We're now seeing in the economy state for the opposition. While they have got the full buy together, they're not investing into the AWP. Only seen it very, very few times for Cello.
Push further down now, this further control thanks to the smoke. Expecting this to be clear, which it is right now as well. But they rotate back towards the bomb site though. Can Bolt pay attention back onto him? Cello can then re-smoke if he wants to late into this round. But I like the fact that Mir, they have that smoke unlocked. They know that it is going to be dissipating right now. Oh, what a boost. Might just be what they need. They do find 1 kill. Can they fall back from it as well? More damage coming out from Cello to find Dexter. And right now as well, the advantage is set for MIBR to go towards that match point. And of course, that would wrap up the series as well, as it is just a best of 1 in the opening of the group stages here.
Oh, Magic's even with the flash out for Boiler doesn't really catch too much of a peek, and we're seeing the tricks of the trade coming out for MIBR. That deep smoke towards Banana, the boost up from Logs. Cello's really got to stay alive on the site. He is getting a rotation out from SHZ, but Mir, oh, this lurk play, he might be able to wrap in behind.
And they're not going to be ready for this because they don't even expect them to be a Banana just yet. Smoke now coming out, so especially you'd now expect maybe a player to go for that first peek. Mir, just go for the safe kill, is not going to be going for the knife. I like it that way as well. And of course, surprise, yes, set, but Cello able to find one, only one though. It's down to a 2-on-2. Look at the damage up against Young and Magix though, as he falls already through the smoke. Great way to spray through for exit, as Yell is going to be coming up Banana. Young has to isolate this early on, and the peeks are necessary for the moment. Double flash still available for Yell, and both players having a kit does buy them time.
Oh, great headshot. Really well done there for MIBR. And you look at that clutch scenario for SDY, and he's not at 100 points of health. He's so damn low in the red. It's going to be a tough one at that. MIBR, I don't know how Cello gets away with as much as he did. That whole sequence towards Banana, fair play. But when you go back in dark and Mir is backstabbed in from Coffins, you're expecting him to wide swing. I mean, Cello is already tagged up heavy, and he still wins the fight onto Mir.
Yeah, so that's one thing right now. The CTs, yet again, holding on for it. And this might just be it. I mean, we look at the buy now for Spirit. Sure, AK is coming out. 3 of them as well. 4th probably to follow for Young. As Chopper's going to be onto that Galil. Utility, yes, to be had, but Dexter and Magic certainly lagging behind in that department. They need to win 4 in a row just to force overtime. Right now, I just don't see an overtime happening in our opening game here on the C stream. Of course, the first 2 games already wrapping up. We did have a couple of delays here, but especially also a very, very close game, a competitive game between both teams, and not like the 16-6 and 16-7s as on the other 2 streams. And nobody had, or barely anybody had MIBR as their favorites. I'm sure the Brazilian stream is pretty much on fire right now, and they do have another chance to follow the Brazilian sides in that next game that we have coming up here on the C stream as well.
Oh, Abspop, they're just going to send it in towards the side. Flash over the top. Exit can't get away with anything out from the pit position. Yell's got to try back up. At least he can, and waste as much time. Get a couple of kills and drop that bomb. But now the rotations from B have to make a tough decision, and they just back off and save. They're not interested.
Yeah, it's the right call to make as well. Yell and Exit, they have so much money at their disposal. In the end, Cello might be able to grab a buy for SHZ as well, or they might just bring in an SMG for him. He's played the MP9 before, and of course with the rest of the team, I mean, Yell, he can buy himself and still drop so much for the rest of the team. So if it comes down to him buying a rifle and maybe dropping 2 FAMASas into the mix as well, that's certainly an option. Exit can buy himself and also can supply a weapon if he needs to. So, I mean, SHZ theoretically should at least have a FAMAS at his disposal with the money that they currently have set. So, let's just see how MIBR go for it. Of course, Team Spirit, they need to keep on holding on to this one, and at least they only lost 2 players. If they would have lost like 3 or 4, then this buy would have been even tougher.
So Yell's going to buy an M4 for himself and drop one over to his teammate of SHZ. So does level out the economy, make sure that they get as strong as a buy moving forward as they can. And for Spirit, it just comes down to minimalizing the mistakes coming through. Mir was a guy for a very, very long time in that first half, was really pushing the boundaries for how much impact he could find. But over in the second, he's been a little bit quiet. Cello aggressing down Banana again. They are fearless at Banana.
And time again, just the double Molotovs keeping the T's out, and then the follow-up nades, just so if anybody is just holding around the corner, is then going to be naded out of this dimension. So at least Magix was ready for it. It's been the same game plan for Made in Brazil, round and round and round again. That's why you are ready for it right now. Molotov's coming out to take that bracket control. With the smoke still towards long, of course, the control is going to be theirs here for the moment. However, how do they deal with it? Where do they go? Right now, more and more looking like a takeover towards the B-bombs. They both just stayed stationary, not dropping down. Second flash, now is the drop. But Cello, no way you expect him in front of the wall. Mir does still find him on the headshots. The flashes were involved, of course. It was difficult for Cello to hold on, but an impossible position to get out from as soon as you're there.
Nate's out to this.
And the A-bomb take. Such a big chance here now. There's so much damage yet again. It is going to be exit to be needed down, though. And now all down to Yell before the rest of the cavalry arrives.
Oh, this backstab. This could be everything for Mir, but you know what? It doesn't even really seem necessary into the round because it's just the entry coming through out from the apartments in the short position as it was. And looking back over to that Banana position, I like the setup there from Boltz and Cello. You've got that verticality with a couple of players, but as soon as Boltz gets flashed and he jumps off the broken ball, like Cello's just out in the open. There's nothing that he can do from there. That was a really, really great opening pick coming out for Mir, and it stabilized the whole situation for Spirit.
Yeah, at the same time, you do just wonder and worry as well for Spirit. If they could have just started this off a little bit earlier, then it would have maybe been a little bit easier for them to actually make it towards a match and series point at that. As of course, MIBR right now just holding on to this one. All they need to do is win one more round, but it doesn't seem to be happening here. USPs across the board with 5 players all in towards top mid. And of course, right now, the money was tight, so they just have to do a round like this to be able to compete into that next round to come as well. And thanks to Lost Bonus, at least everybody will be onto a rifle. Could theoretically also grab the op for Cello. Maybe switch it over towards Yell. Gonna go that route, and the peak here not going to be bringing them too much as his Zed finds one. That should be all they get, and it is as well.
It's a decent attempt. When you've got a USP round, you want to try and group up together, hope that you can have a bit of a bait and just sandwich them in. And, well, they try and get aggressive out from brackets, but doesn't quite work out for a massive amount of damage. MIBR have got to wonder to themselves, can they close here going into round 30? Spirit, 1 round away from trying to bring it into overtime. And now we're seeing the NWP come back out for Cello. This is something we haven't seen for a little while.
Second mid here, and time again, yes, Made in Brazil just taking that control in towards Banana. However, Spirit a little bit earlier in towards these apartments. Made in Brazil giving them so much space to breathe. However, of course, the focus in towards shorts.
Oh, it's quiet, isn't it? I think this is where pressure just starts building. Round 30, opening best of 1, it just gets slowed right down. Seeing the util out towards the A side, but look where that bomb is for SDY.
It's still a long ways back, and maybe then also after this little bit of utility in, SHZ actually finds one, and that's so good for Made in Brazil because it might pull the attention then back over onto a rotate, but Shell is going to be caught off by some Young, and now the B-bomb is open for the take, and they're already wrapping around a CT, and Made in Brazil, now they've realized would say no, he can't. As Exit hesitated in the end as well. And as I said, to find that kill, first round of OT going the way of MIBR.
And what's crazy in that situation is, for the majority of T-side defaults we saw for Spirit, it was slow, methodical. Anytime they even tried to, like, mildly aggress Banana, they were just getting hit by so many nades. That time around, they just send it. They go right up towards Broken Wall early, and they get hammered by the util. The nade stack coming in. Bolt gets 4 kills in that round overall, and for MIBR, they're back in the lead.
Right now it is, of course, starting off with that utility fight in towards Banana, as it always does on Inferno. Or at least one good thing here for the teams, of course, in overtime, they have all the money in the world that they would like to have, so buys are not going to be a problem. Especially not when you do bring the ops into it as well. And one thing talking about ops, made in Brazil, still here in Inferno, have not really made an effort to use the ops too much. They've had like, what, 4 or 5 rounds at most, maybe, where they've actually used the ops. Especially on the CT side, that hasn't really followed up too much.
They haven't needed to use it for the majority of their time. Even seems like at times when it does come out, it's more successful when they've got M4s. Maybe a bit of an axe box come through for the T-side. Yell just not getting blinded at all. Him and Exit drop that bomb out for the apartments, and now MIBR are getting going. Nothing being found at all for this T-side. Completely flashed. The wallbang shots trying to come through. Out from the pit position. Spirit just hoping for some sort of trade back. They find one, but no more than that. Jeez, what another shutdown round. And you've got to wonder what positivity went over towards that MIBR side in that short little break, because they have come out fiery.
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to see the insight into the game room just to see, okay, well, how they maybe even huddle up, watch the motivational speech in that break, in that 3-minute break between regular time and OT, and something has certainly fired them up. Spirits, well, if it hadn't been there already, the self-doubt surely coming in now, as they did just lose the last 2 rounds. And this is something where teams always say sometimes an in-game coach might not be as effective as a mental coach as well as a performance coach. I'll probably talk about that a bunch more across this tournament on how that affects the different team dynamics.
No, Spirit have realised they've got to slow down, especially out towards this Banana position. They can't keep speeding up. Now, they've done a pretty good job of at least baiting in a lot of this early util from the Brazilian side. But for Spirit, they've got to find success. The last thing they want in this best of 1 is to go 0-3 in overtime, because any team in that sort of situation, it's so difficult to come back from.
It is just going to be too difficult if they don't manage to win this round. Right now, of course, the Molotovs flashes set and ready once more. Didn't actually use the Molotovs to find that control towards short, as they do want to move in towards that direction already. SHZ holding on towards that cubby. He's going to be going for the peak. The fact he finds a double just is not supposed to happen. Finds a third as well in the headshot. And what's going on? They've just been shut down. Magic's all by himself, losing to Bolt. And Made in Brazil winning 3 rounds in a row to get another 3 match points in this one. And you wonder, how did this even go to OT?
Mate, what a position that was out for the long cubby. SHZ again. And one of the great notions we're seeing here in overtime in Tool is it's not the same guy having a ridiculous round for MIBR. They're sharing it around.
Yeah, it's just insane right now. And the thing is now back to the T side as well. Sure, it was very, very tight in towards halftime. I mean, both halves going 8-7 to one of these two teams. T side earlier, or Spirit was a little bit stronger. This time out though, didn't get a single round. They need this just to stay in the game. Double off as expected. But the T is so mobile with the AKs already. Dexter down to 41, his position given away. And well, guess what? The full focus towards the site right now. Magic's. In fact, they even finds one. Oh, Yell! He's in that smoke! And Mir is ready for it though, and that's the bomb drop. And that's almost an impossible situation now for Made in Brazil. And Spirit do at least have a shimmer of hope to stay in this game.
Well, that one kill was the big difference maker. Mir even made a little bit of a sound cue, and I thought for a moment that could have been an easy kill for Yell, but Bomb gets dropped, Dexter on the side gets a couple of kills, and he's been quiet. I mean, you look up at 24 kills, you think, oh, it can't be that quiet, but he hasn't been that impact guy that we typically see that he has been, but obviously in that last round, really being able to get that high tempo up, get involved in a couple of great shots, and for Spirit, just recover, just get a couple more rounds to bring it to another OT now.
That's insane to just be thinking about it, Dexter. At least they're not burning to a crisp. Is still going to be blind though, so with that no kill for him, Nate coming out to drop down both. 31. He's found 24 kills already, besides Exit and, as I said, have been the strongest. Cello has had his moments though as well, although he has only found 15 kills. He has certainly been strong at times and is wielding the AWP here for Made in Brazil in this round.
What's the play here? It seems like they're out of banana. They're not just interested at all. Regroup out towards brackets, and for Spirit, these double AWP setups, at least one of them is posted out for long, and Dexter's moving forward.
Oh, Dexter! He spots Cello out, and that's of course a huge info play for him. He also just saw SHZ in towards mid. Can they hold on to the three-man stacking towards the apartments? The Molotov forces them out. Dexter is there, Yell able to find one, but only one. Now still all down to SHZ. 3 players to find, and Dexter to finish things off. He's back in his elements. Just showing that it's not just online Dexter, but also showing his strengths on LAN. All down to this LAN. And it seems to be coming down to a second OT.
Imagine having the confidence that as soon as you start getting smoked off from long, you press forward and you walk and you walk. You catch off the scope, try and get the second shot off, and then just how quickly he repositions back over to the site, helps with that apps pop that comes through, and just continues doing damage. 4 kills for him in that last round. And for MIBR, I'm seeing some signs of them struggling to close here.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, it was, what, 4 rounds to force it to OT as well. So surely they're able to make it 3 here as well to bring it down to another OT. The biggest question is just what happens if Spirit start leading that. And of course, they're not there quite just yet. It is still another round that could happen with the close here from MIBR. So much more laid back. And is that hype, is that strength from the first half of OT just gone now?
We're seeing the retaking nades towards the top of Banana, but for Spirit, they're not over-aggressing. They're not getting towards the top corner or out from the sandbags itself. Resmoke going down, now going to start forcing the T-side slowly and slowly forward, but MIBR haven't really made a lot of sound cues, made a lot of information at all. They've used some early util, but this walk up towards top of Banana, they don't really know about it as of yet.
Yeah, now they're going to be aware of it as the utility is going to be coming out. The rotation already happening hot here for Spirit, but it's only one player here close range. It is Cello, but he's pulled so much of the attention his way right now as Yell finds Chopper. The A bomb site has only got Dexter to hold on to it. Sure, the full rotation is happening, but even the T's could reconsider and go back the other way, but Dexter holding on, and he's done so strongly once more. Bolton, SHZ though, holding his... Oh, the timing.
Big kill. Really big kill coming through for Mir. Oh, did they spot the player getting down towards that low about position? Mir is trying to create a little bit of an angle with his teammate. Magic is so down low, but they deal with SHZ. And now Bolts is the last one left yet to try and get the clutch forward. First frag not quite coming through. They on the bomb. They've just tapped it that first time, get that smoke down. And we go to another overtime. 3 rounds on the trot for Spirit. And you've got to wonder to yourself, are they back? Can they now bring this back and now start pushing forward?
Well, especially because they continue on this CT side right now as well. Best chances just to keep things going. And of course, right now, they don't get that breather. Of course, the next pause that we do get is only ahead of that third OT. It's always 2 OTs and then another break just to calm down. One story here is Team Spirit. They still have a couple of timeouts that they could take. Made in Brazil, I think, have 1 left. Was that chance still set for them to grab a breather? All depending on how this goes.
Oh, Great nade onto Exit's position. And it just seems that for the CT side, anytime we're seeing the anti-rush nades, or just nades in general towards that banana position, the pinpoint precision is round after round.
I just wonder if Brazil can now show us a strong T set as well, if it is going to continue both teams winning 3 rounds and then coming back into it. Now the first little bit of control coming out. Great Molotov from the CTs though, just to find a little bit more into top banana. Of course, they do have another Molotov just to keep them away, just to make rotations happen. And that's what it's all about right now. It just buys time. It just gives time for Mir to get into a better position. Gives time for the rest of the team to be here. Flashes to come out. And some Young assisting Mir in that kill. Oh, and the damage yet again through the smoke. Cello though to find that headshot. It's down to a 3-on-3, but look at the damage only down to Exit. 10 HP after that nade.
Flash over. Oh, the timing! Is they just gotta look back towards Banana, but Chopper catches him off, and Exit is so low. You've got to look at Cello finding some impact. Kill towards the AWP, now Cello's the last one left. Looking out towards CT, got to focus back to Banana. Another clutch going the way of Spirit. Chopper's gonna get back onto the bomb and get Spirit up to 19.
And this is just insane. Just about in the nick of time, the defuse comes in here for Chopper. But made in Brazil, of course, they're going to be buying anyways. It's MR316K, so all the money in the world, as you would expect. Yeah, right now, I do just wonder, are they broken now on that T side for the Brazilians? They had the chances to close things out. They've had that massive chance twice now in regular time and also in first OT. It may be now time for Spirit to have that early advantage. The halftime break. Oh, some Young missing his first shot, being flashed out. So much power behind that push as well.
They're still committing with this. They're just going to keep going into B by the looks of it. They're not giving up at all. They've got that first kill. Rotations are so slow here for Spirit.
One good part here is Chopper coming in from behind, and Mir holding on for the moment. Needs a second kill here just to stop them from actually making it towards the sides. Keep that advantage, or regain an advantage here, really. Smoke there to try and help out, but Mir fully blind. No chance in the Molotovs. Oh, Chopper. And now Chopper in behind as they rotate back. He hears all the steps already. Do they check in towards ramp? Oh. Yes, they do. And exits with a monster headshot.
Oh, that's a big flick. He was half checking it, but the headshot still comes through. The NWP can be posted out from libraries. Got to find the instant connections. They're going to wait for that smoke to go down. Smart stuff there for MIBR, but Dexter still gets one through it.
Yeah, and just insane in that as well. Finding the next and maybe still finding a chance to get back in. Dexter, second kill for him. Now, of course, the information there. Both players in towards that position, trying to reposition.
What?
And Yell holding on, not finding that kill. All down to Exit. And oh, how the tables turn.
Oh, that's the first
no,
peak.
they're not.
Oh, just plain side. Oh, Magic, is he going to stick it? He's running out of time in this one. Exit is playing this so well, just bursting through the smoke, going back and forth. Magic has got to get onto it, but now the Spanish not coming through. He's on the ball. He's coming in. Spirits have done it again. What is with these 1v1 plays? Tyler, they just keep winning them. We have not seen a single T-side round in all of OT. It's all CT.
Devastating run there for MIBR at the end. I thought surely with that kill in towards ramp and the control over towards the site, they're going to have it, but it just does not work out. A great one there from Magis, just to bring things back. And of course now they do have the 2-round advantage. And Spirit, I mean, they're just going, and made in Brazil, they must be fuming. Dexter already finding Cello. Yell to drop as well to Mir. Sure, Exit able to find a headshot, but the advantage set here for the CTs. And it's just insane. How do they continue to just find all the rounds on the CT side? All about finding a round on the T side that might be the decisive way to win this map.
Dexter is just, he's come alive. He's really started to deliver an OT. Double plays out towards his boosted up position. Mir's got to back up SDY.
A good way to use that smoke just to have a little bit of security there. Mir and SDI both finding those kills though, and they just shut things down. It's 21-18, and yet again, CT sides win all 3 rounds here in OT thus far. And imagine now, can Made in Brazil do the same to come back to an OT3? Or is Spirit, as a favorite in this game from the start, somehow going to be able to close things now? The first chance for them to close this map.
And it wasn't as if we had an 11-4 half or a 13, something really one-sided where you look at it and think, we've seen some weak T-sides. It was 8-7, and then we get into OT, and it's just CT round after CT round. Spirit have come back from 15 to 18 down to win 6 rounds in a row. And now they're on match point. Now they've got the opportunity of closing. And for MIBR, I wondered to myself, is there any gas just left in the tank here?
I just don't know. They have to hype themselves up, and let's just see if they're able to do so. 21-18, and a dream for Made in Brazil to come back into, or can Spirit finally win a round on the T side and bring things back? They, of course, started on the T side earlier. And it was looking so much stronger there. Able to push it to OT on their own T side. Man, Brazil just weren't able to close things out. This is really the first time that Spirits back into it, have the advantage going their way. Still, I mean, both teams, you just wish the best for their best of 3s to come still today as well. Of course, one of these two drops down to the lower bracket, does have a best of 3 to try and stay in. So maybe stand to be eliminated, we'll have to see. Smokes now coming out, counter smokes as well from Made in Brazil just to hold on to this one.
Oh, great timing. Really good utility. Usage, but Magic just spams up that smoke, deals with bolts. Killer's now completely blind, and it's a double entry to the B side.
And surely this is going to be enough for Spirit now to just shut things down. There's still some Young breathing down Made in Brazil's neck. And right now, as he finds one and drops the exit, it is going to be a 4-on-2. How is SHZ into this position? But he needs to find at least one, ideally